So we just hit the hour, and we're going to go ahead and get started in about the next minute or so. I know a few of you already said hi, but who else just came on? Who's out there? Who's on the call?
Timothy just joined.
Hey, Timothy.
How you doing?
Hey,
Fantastic.
K. Andrew Gilsey.
Is that was it Andrew?
K. Andrew.
Okay, K. Andrew. Very cool.
Yes, sir.
Good to have you.
Drayton here.
Who's that?
Felicia Drayton.
Oh, Lisa. Okay, fantastic.
Felicia.
Felicia.
Yeah.
I'll just get. My job is just to change everyone's names as you. Thanks, Felicia. Thanks for correcting me.
Thank you.
All right, who else is out there?
Priscilla.
Priscilla, great to have you. Welcome to whoever I didn't hear. Awesome. We'll be probably hearing some chimes over the.
Hello, everybody. This is Feriel.
Hey, Feriel. Great to have you on. And anybody else who wants to say hi? We're about a minute after, so we're gonna start.
Carlene.
Hey, Carlene.
Austin. Hello.
Fantastic. Okay.
Sheila. Joe.
Great. Hey, Joe. Awesome.
Hi.
Awesome. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and begin. I'm just going to hit a few buttons here, and then we'll start. Okay, fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and begin. We're at a little over 1 minute after. I appreciate you coming on in, during the workday or for whatever your schedule is. There's, tons of stuff that we have to do no matter what time it is in our lives. And if you are, in our world, which is usually the world of coaching and leadership and contribution, then you've got more usually than just yourself to think about because we're taking care of others, helping others, or on the way to doing that. So, this is a very, very, very important subject, and I'm going to get us rolling with that subject in just a second, but I can't acknowledge you enough for taking the time out of your day to be here live. If you're listening to us on the replay, then that's fantastic too, because it's going to be up for a limited time. But especially if you're here live, I can't express enough and acknowledge enough what a difference that we're committed to that this call make for you. And also what a difference it makes that you just made the decision to be here. Because like I said, there's so many other things you could be doing and distract us from what's really important. The nice thing about this time of year is that a lot of people are reminded, especially coaches and leaders, are reminded of how important making key decisions, changes, visions, and commitments can be. How important that is and what a difference it makes. Chances are if you had some positive things happen in your life at some point, other than just the stuff that just was lucky, right? And, that does happen from time to time too. But other than that stuff, generally speaking, was taking an action based upon a new decision, new commitment, a new vision that really turned things around, that really made the difference. And so no matter what time of year it is, that is darn important. So I want to welcome you to the call and just express how important it is that you made the decision to be here beyond what you're actually going to experience and receive within this conversation. So welcome to How to Create a Precision Vision. And like I just said, vision, it's darn important. I mean, I think if you're on this call, chances are you already know that, or you wouldn't even bother to come on. And if we look around ourselves with people around us, and there's exceptions to this, but we look at the world, people don't know where to go. They really don't quite know what's going to happen next, where they're going. We try to predict and create some comfort in our lives, but we really don't know where to go, what to do next. A lot of us have that type of challenge, and if you don't have that challenge, chances are people around you, you've seen that it's a kind of a common thing that's a challenge. And if you're going to help them, especially as a coach, if you're going to help them with that, it's important that you know where you're going, obviously. For one reason, if for only one reason, it's because you need to get them as clients. And that takes vision to actually get somewhere. You can actually get the coaching client, if you will, or the consulting client, or fill the room with participants and people in your workshop. Secondly, also, you'll need to lead them. And one way to lead is by example. So if they're going to do their vision and they're going to be clear on where they're going, and it's probably a good idea for you to make sure that as a leader you go first, and they'll see you as a shining example of what's possible with that as well. And it's so funny that we're doing this call because literally I just flew back from Phoenix last night back to our home office, which is now in Florida, and I was meeting there with a lot of the top consultants and coaches in the world. Came from like 30 different countries to Phoenix, and they do this once a year to work on their consulting. And there's hundreds of international consultants. One of our partners runs a $1 million consulting firm. They work with the largest businesses in the world, and we work through them with some of those businesses. And the principal, or one of the principals, I was having a chat with him, and he asked me the question, Jeff, how do you get people to change their behavior? You're a coach, you're doing that work for us, you're the expert. How do you do that? And for that matter, Jeff, how do I get myself to change my behavior? Literally, in so many words, that's basically what he was asking me. And the answer was simple. You get it out of your environment, you create a vision, you plan that vision, and you change your environment based upon that plan. Then your environment's supporting you. A lot of us are in environments that don't really exactly support the results that we're committed to and that we want to see happen. And then there's just one last thing to do. Take action. You just got to take action. Action is key, of course. You've got to do that. And people with vision are leaders ultimately. They have power in their relationships. They have influence. They have the ability to create the real results that they want, that they're committed to, and they're able to raise their fulfillment level as a result of all of that. People without vision, they tend to be victims. They in their relationships, they're victims, or in their ability to influence others and make a difference for them, they end up being kind of a victim because they just don't. They're not navigating anywhere. They end up going around circles or just going with the flow, and they end up getting mediocre results, and that's not really what usually we're after for ourselves. And usually they have a lower fulfillment level as a result of that as well. So that's why this call, and that's why having that precision vision is just so important to you, to me, to our clients, to everything that we want to create as our contribution or our next level in our professional and personal life, or ultimately our destiny and others' destinies as well. So I want to introduce you to, I like to call her Guru Gal. Some of you have seen me mention that name over the emails, but I'd like to introduce you to Fariel Allen if you haven't already met her. Fariel works with some of you already, which is fantastic to have you here if you actually personally work with Fariel. But I asked Fariel to share precision vision with you because she's been doing it with some of our top students, and the results have been really phenomenal. So I'll just give you a quick introduction as to who Fariel is and why she's really worth working with and listening to on this subject, especially beyond others. Fariel Allen has been a management consultant with international experience, successfully developing organizational tactics, marketing strategies, procedural enhancements, and really greatly impacting the bottom line of multi-million-dollar global organizations and top-level universities. She comes with a wide background of high-level organizational experience working for and consulting with those organizations. However, she's also worked with some of the top coaches in the world. One of the notables that it's actually how I met Fariel, because I worked for this organization as well, was the Anthony Robbins companies. Fariel was a performance executive coach and senior mentor with Tony. She created tremendous results during the time that she worked with Tony. She actually was able to generate $2 million of sales over a weekend for Tony in his event and ran individualized mentor sessions with over 1,500 international participants. So her coaching experience is not only broad, but it's very deep, and she's produced real measurable results, just like the ones I just mentioned. She's also worked for the most respected businesses and educational institutions in the world, Ivy League universities, and I could go on, and I won't. She's also a master coach. I know because I certified her myself, even though she's also been through, of course, extensive training for decades before. And she's helped me become more successful and well-respected in this industry. On top of that, she's really chosen now at this point in her life to work with coaches to help them develop their coaching strengths and launch their businesses to new heights. And while she's created some of the most successful coaching businesses on earth, even prior to the work she's done with our students, it's just a blessing and a pleasure to work with Fariel with creating results from the ground up, from starting from scratch. And everything, like I kind of alluded to before, everything she's been doing with our students over the past year has been tremendously successful. We've created specific programs that Fariel has run beyond the work that she's been doing with the university over the past several years, and just really created a lot of really raving reviews. So because of that, we decided that it would be really great to have her share some of that with you today. So I'll turn it over to you, Fariel. Hopefully we can still hear you, and we've still got you off of mute. If not, I can always mess around with it. But Fariel, are you still out there?
I'm here, Jeff. Thank you so much for such a wonderful introduction. Wow. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And you make me just remember it has been about a little bit over 5 years ago when we really started taking the business to new heights, and we really advanced the Master Coach University, and just thinking about all our students who graduated, and they are also going out in the world transforming other people's lives. It just makes me so thrilled. And it's a delight to work with you, Jeffrey, and to be able to touch so many lives in a way that they also would go and do the same. And I am glad to be on the call today. I will spend the rest of the hour giving you as much information from my experience. It sounds like I'm 100 years old with all the things that Jeffrey mentioned, but I've been around, and I'm very fortunate that I really could bring together the business side of my experience with the coaching side, and they really worked very well together, because there's not a business that I could not really understand when I'm talking to a client, a coaching client who wants to go and work with that kind of business. So thank you so much, Jeffrey. And I also welcome you all. It warmed my heart to see through some of the sign-ups and see that we have worldly crowd here. We have every part of the United States and Canada and South America, India, Hong Kong, Singapore. I mean, I am just so thrilled, because I'm going to tell you in a minute what that means to me. We have Dubai, we have South Africa, almost every part in Europe, from Russia to Poland and Ireland and the UK and the Netherlands. And hello, Australia. I mean, Australia is on the line. So I'll tell you why this is really important, because one of the things that coaching is to me, it is possible to reach every part of the world to help them transform their lives. It doesn't matter where you are, where you live. And I'm gonna mention something to you, not to impress you, but to impress on you. So when we talk about your vision, I'm gonna share with you where I am now, because that was a vision that I made reality a few years back. I just flew from Los Angeles to my little place on Lake Como, and that was my vision. That was my dream. I just sat down one day and I wrote my vision and I wrote my action plan and how it's going to happen. And within 30 days, I packed everything. I used to live in San Diego. Packed everything I ever owned, and I moved to Italy. And this is the powerful glory of really working as a coach. You could have the flexibility in your life. You could help people do the same, but also you could be available to your family. And my mom got sick when she was traveling in Africa, and I was able to leave Italy and go be with her. Again, I'm not trying to impress you, but I'm telling you what is possible. Because, guys, all what you need is a briefcase with all your paperwork and an international phone, and you could work with whoever you want to work with anywhere in the world. And those people who work with me, I show them the plan on how to actually do that. So, have said that, I am delighted to be with you here. If you excuse me if I cough a little bit through the call, because I caught a cold on the plane from LA to Milan. But I'm really excited about sharing with you how to create your precision vision, whatever your vision is. Not everybody wants to move to Italy. Not everybody wants to do the things that I'm going to be talking about today. Whatever your vision is, just dream big. And we will talk about the process that you could take that dream, that desire, and make it happen. So, again, welcome and congratulations on your decision to take your business and your life to the next level. Simply by choosing to take time to attend, as Jeffrey said, you're all busy, and maybe some of you had to take off work, but you really made that a choice to attend this session right now. This demonstrates your commitment to constantly improving and expanding your effectiveness in moving towards living your dreams and your vision. You see, through decision and action, you have already set yourself apart from the masses. So I need your commitment to excellence today. I hope you have a paper and pen, and you will actually participate. You might not be able to write everything you want, but just participate and answer some of the points that we're going to talk about, and you could expand later on your own, or we could work together to really create a comprehensive plan for your vision. So you wouldn't be here now unless you were striving to achieve even more in your life. Some of you, I recognize some names. You're already a coach, and I know who you are, and you know who you are. And some of you may be just starting or just like wetting their feet to see, oh, is this going to be really for me? What do I know, and how would I do that? But the Precision Vision session today is about results and about making a quantum difference in the quality of your life and your business. And now let's get started. So we all want to live on purpose, right? And there are 4 stages to living on purpose. The first one, and the most important, is creating your vision. At this stage, you acknowledge a goal, a dream, as being possible. You create a desire in your heart. Most people reach this stage as it is the most fun and exciting and requires no effort. I mean, we all could dream since we were young children. So that part, I think all of you already know what is that, because it's not now that you're coming up with this. You have thought about that several times and wished and thought, like, if I could just have that happen. But the second stage of living on purpose, having the vision, the dream, and then resolve to accomplish it. Resolving to accomplish it, meaning you're going to really work hard to make that happen. It's not a wish anymore. It's not a dream anymore. This is going to be something that you create a plan and make it happen. In this stage, you become conscious of the fact that it takes effort to creating the desired results. Many never enter that stage because it is too painful. You know, we think like, oh my God, I have to deal with all these facts, and they quickly drop out of the learning process. The only way to continuing learning is to have a high level of resolution towards the desired outcome. So to resolve to do it no matter what. And the third stage is the pursuit. So when you begin to pursue the pursuit stage, you begin to create some of the results you desire. Each result you create takes up, some effort and conscious discipline. Discipline is really a key word for us coaches, right? Because with discipline we achieve. You plan and devise every effort, and then the fourth factor here is identity. Who do we have to become to accomplish that vision? When you no longer have to think to create that desired outcome, you have attained your power, because now you become that person, you become that leader, you become the leader of your life, the leader of your vision, your purpose. So it's not like an effort, it's not hard to do that. You become that person. You also are able to improve without effort. And you have to get clear. My favorite saying is clarity is power. Get clear on what you really, really, really want. So we're going to go through the 5-step process now. If you would just start putting down on paper, just jot down some of your insights. So we're going to know and get clear on our outcome. We're going to know and get clear on the reason why. Why is a big thing. Our why. This is a whole training by itself. What is our why? And then what massive action we're going to take. Know what we are getting. And if something is not working, change our approach. This is really the most successful steps to attain any goal or vision or dream. So your vision and personal success plan are 3 actions to take your vision from dream to reality. You must remember to reach your goal while hopefully experiencing fulfillment and have some joy, have some fun in the process. So what is your dream? What is your vision? I want you to write down and dream big. There's no limit on the dreams. So I want you just to write down, my vision is, and write it and circle it. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to visualize and see it as it is the way it is really in reality. So if it is building a coaching business, if it is becoming an executive coach, if it is working as a leadership coach in a huge organization to help the leaders of that organization to increase the bottom line, to turn the atmosphere of the staff into more joyful place to work, whatever it is, whether you want to be a coach for young moms to help them manage life and work and have a new family. You want to work with children. You want to work with displaced mothers. You want to work with international communities to blend in when they move to a different place. Whatever your desire to work, you want to work with sales people. You want to go to companies who are not doing well and help them turn things around. Whatever your desire and your dream of becoming a coach, write this down. And on the side also, you could write if you want to be moving to a different location or improving the quality of your life. write those two visions. And these two visions are really going to come together, because when you are on track, when you are really on the right path, everything starts aligning and falling into place. So maybe you start working on the business and all of a sudden you find like, wow, there's a huge opportunity to work with a great coach in the same place that you always wanted to live at. Or you want to be like me, you should work with everybody while you're still traveling the world and be independent. And help building coaching companies, help build coaches, help create new programs, whatever it is, write it down specifically, like how you want it. Nobody's looking. You could dream big. So see it the way it really is. Now, we need to really talk about that also. The way it really is we have to look at our strength and what we bring to the table and what is still missing, because we have lots of qualities that we gain through education and being brought up by good parents and working in certain fields. But also, you are think about it. Are you a great listener? Are you a marketeer? Are you a people person? Are you a go-to person? So you already people come to you and you coach them for free. Are you a problem solver? Are you a great writer? A high-tech wizard? You could be all of them, but pick the ones that you excel in the most and write this down. And then write down what results have you created in the past. You see, we are putting together all the supporting pieces that will really help you attain that vision in the shortest time possible. And then, what are your weaknesses? Like, for me, the new technology is great and all that, but I worked with the Macintosh when it started. Here I'm aging myself. And I just know the old styles, but now every time I deal with new technology, I just hire somebody to help me, because I learned from my mentor, Tony Robbins, do what you do best and let somebody do the rest. So what are your weaknesses? Because identifying that, you would learn who you have to hire and who you have to bring on board with you, who could do the things that you do not excel in. Also here you have to put down, like, what is it? Do I need to learn coaching? Do I need to get certified? Do I need to learn some courses? Do I have to hire somebody or take a course in learning how to market myself online? It's not necessarily a weakness, but it's something that you do not attain right now. So all these things that you need to add to the plan, you need to write it down. So you know what to focus on that you could do and what you have to go elsewhere to attain. And then what are the opportunities for your business in your environment, or as you said, if you want to think globally? What are the opportunities that would be matching your skills and your desire? Go ahead and write that down. And when you write the opportunities, I mean, this is like doing a very quick, simple marketing plan. When you write that, you also have to write the threats, because there are always opportunities and threats. So if I'm in an environment that I don't want to move out of, and I want to become a coach, and I want to go and spend the time and the effort and the money to become certified, to become a life coach, and there are 500 people in my circle who are life coaches, then maybe I need to look into becoming a business coach or going that direction. So it's really very important that you look at the environment that you're planning to work out of and see what is available. You might be the only coach in that environment, which is great. But if you have lots of coaches, then see who's doing what and who's successful and why, and what's the similarities and what are the differences. And then, are you meeting your goals and expectations right now? And why or why not? So from that question, or answering that question, you would know where you really slack. So if I'm not meeting my goals in what I am doing right now, I need to do something about that and improve that skill, because as a coach, you're not only responsible for yourself, but you're responsible for all your clients. They expect you to be on top shape all the time and to be ready all the time. So that's an area where you need to sharpen the saw. Now, and you guys could expand on any of this, or maybe some of you don't really have any threats or anything that you want to expand on, but you could just go in details on all these points later on. So now, the next step in this process is to find out where you are now. What are, as we talked, the strength, the weakness. Does everybody know about you? What can you be counted on for? Like, people know that you are the person that if somebody comes to you with a problem, you solve it, that you are reliable, if you're going to work it within that circle. You need to find out what people know about you, how people think of you. If you're going to go introduce yourself for the first time, well, I just finished this training with Jeffrey Suey, and I am now a certified coach, and I want to coach you. And you want to know ahead of time, what are those people thinking about you? Now, of course, you could go totally and advertise and coach people you don't know at all, but it's a very good idea to get the feedback from people you know, that when you starting to coach, if you are starting, of course, for those who are already coaches, you already have, most probably have done that. You have to get a feel of what people think of your ability to coach and your ability to actually see things through. All these things are important to know about ourselves anyhow, and it helps really if you get that ahead of the game. So it would help you in compromising your plan. Now, the next action on the list here is that we need to see it the way you want it. So find your ultimate passion. Everything really starts with passion. If we are not passionate about something, most probably it will not really happen in the way we want it and the time frame we want. So what do you love? Well, also, what do you hate? Because you want to stay as far away from the things you hate as possible. What are you passionate about? Write a word or two here. What do you desire most in life? What really drives you in life? I am always happy when I see the results on some people where they were really going through some rough times, and then we put a plan together, and they really turned the page and turned the curve, and now they are coming out of certainty and joy. I mean, that gives me the drive to keep going and do what I do. It's just seeing the transformation, being able to make a difference in somebody's life is what drives me. What drives you? This is very, very important. Write it down. What do you really believe in? Helping people, making a difference, make the world a better place, which really happened to be a shared belief of myself and Jeffrey. This is maybe what makes us work very, very well together. He had been doing that, I think, even before he became a coach, before he started his coaching business, and I've been doing that, and I see the first time I think heard about Jeffrey. He was down in South America, and there was lots of things that was similar to my way of thinking about how the world is such a small place and we are all the same and we're all one. But Jeffrey, through himself, and I do similar things, and through creating that training program for coaching and university, he is really changing the world one coach at a time. And the beauty of what he's doing and what we are doing here together is then that coach goes out in the world and he or she also extend that mission and start changing the world one client at a time. And it is just something that really warms my heart. And it's great to work with people who have similar values and visions for the world. So what is it that you want? You want to do the same? You want to help people? You want to change the world? You want to make the world a better place? And we can, by the way, you know that. If each one of us is really doing his and her part, we could do that one coach at a time. Who is a role model that you would like to emulate? Go ahead and write a name of someone who resonates with you and your values, or someone you aspire to accomplish what they accomplish. Just go ahead and write that name and circle it. It could be a TV personality, a radio personality. It could be somebody you read their book. It could be whatever, somebody who touched your heart and you felt like, wow, the work they're doing in this world, that is a role model. Just write that down. People who transform, people who help transform people's lives. These are the people that I like always to look. I always look up to them, and I like to emulate them. Now the next step here is to find your ultimate vision. What do you ultimately want to get from your life or your business? Is it money? Is it experiences? Is it skills? Is it education? Contribution? All the above? Write it down so you know what's in it for you. What are you getting out of that business? And if it is money, it's not a problem, because most probably you'll help more people when you make more money. So there's no right or wrong answer, but it's good to know what is your top motivator in creating a successful coaching business or expanding your existing coaching business to become more successful. Who do you want to be as a result of your life and business? You want a better you? You just want, you love the way you are, but you just want to be better in everything you do. You want to be a guru? That's a big responsibility, by the way. Do you want to be the most respected in your field? The most famous? The most wealthy? What is it that you really want? What's the result that you want? Because it's coming out now, so you might as well put it on paper.
By the way, as we continue, let me just interject briefly here. One of the things that we mentioned early on, a couple weeks ago when we first announced this Precision Vision calls, we really promised that we weren't just going to give you some kind of lecture and we just jawbone about stuff. And Ferial is really delivering on that promise by giving you these steps. I mean, we're literally going through that vision process right now. This is the same process that I've done, many times, and just like Ferial said, it makes a huge difference. So to take advantage of that, make sure that you're doing this stuff. Obviously, if you're driving or you're in a position where you can't write the stuff down and actually do the exercises right at the moment, you could do it later. and we'll give you access to the recording so you can do it then. But make sure that you make a point to actually take action on this stuff, because that's what makes this valuable, is the action that you take on the stuff that you're learning. Even for some highly trained experts, they might say, well, I've heard that kind of thing before, or I know that these steps I've taught other people these steps, or something like that. The question is not what you know. The question is, what are you doing? Are you actually doing this stuff? So make sure you take action on it and go through these steps as Fariel's taking you through them to get the value from this conversation and this call. And like I said, if you can't do it now, great. This is great mental preparation for doing it as soon as you possibly can, but make a point to do it, because that's where the real value comes in this experience. So I'll hand it back over to you, Fariel.
Thank you, Jeff, for really the reminder. And one thing I have to tell you guys, I do this exercise on a yearly basis, because a vision doesn't have to stop where you started it 5-6 years ago. There's always room for improvement and expansion. So even some of you, as Jeffrey said, maybe you already have that. I would go back and I know that we are in the middle of the month already of January of 2015. Just look there and see if there are certain things that need to be updated or tweaked in a little bit. So the last thing I wanted you to write down, okay, so when you accomplish your goals and you fulfill your vision, who do you want to work with? Who you want to play with? All these things, when you put it down in your vision, it's just going to give you, excitement, like, oh, one day I'm going to be playing golf or playing tennis or traveling or walking or with somebody that I really have admired and was looking forward to pick their brains, who that person is. And so some of you already coaches or are training to be coaches, and some of you are thinking of moving from a job or from being a student into coaching, and you have to start writing your exit strategy. When you're gonna do it, and are you gonna do gradually, or are you gonna just give a date when you're gonna exit your job and then you're gonna start coaching full time? Are you gonna coach part-time and then move to full-time? So these are very important to write it down and make that decision and that declaration. So making it all happen, the famous words of Tony Robbins is decide, commit, and resolve. So we need to decide to set an outcome in the general direction of your vision. So at this point, you must believe your vision is possible, number one. You have to declare the outcome. The more people to whom you declare this outcome, the more real your vision will become, and the more responsible you will feel towards making this outcome a reality. To whom will you declare your outcome? Write 3 names of people you are going to declare your vision to. Because you see, guys, when we declare and say we are going to do something, you find yourself more apt to do it. Like, I know this is a joke, but this happened with me several times. During the holiday, I make a declaration and say that by next holiday, I'm going to lose 10 pounds, or we're going to paint the house or plant the garden. And it's a month before the holiday, and some of this stuff is not done. And we just rush to do all that. Why? Not because we want to fool people or anything, but because we made a declaration that when you come to next holiday, you are going to see these changes. We are taking action on it. And I know it's silly stuff, but it's really it makes us motivated to keep our word and to keep the declaration, take the declaration to action. So you could put, actually, if you want declaration, if you want, go ahead and put my name and send me an email of your declaration of when you are going to take action on your vision, whether you're going to study a course, whether you're going to sharpen the saw, whether you're going to study marketing, whether you're going to expand the business to double the coaches, the number of coaches you have, whatever it is. If you want to make a declaration to me, I'm going to give you my email address at the end of this call. So go ahead and declare by when you will have it happen. Tell as many people as you can and ask them to hold you accountable. And if you send me your declaration, trust me, I will hold you accountable. So if you want an accountability coach to be holding you accountable, then go ahead and be my guest and send me your declaration. So the only thing really is that we have to make it happen, okay? This is the time for massive action. What action must you take to achieve your initial outcome? So you are on the road to making the vision reality. You know it, you exactly go ahead and write it down. You know what that is. And when you write that down, write how consistently must you take these actions to see results on daily basis, on weekly basis, how often you're going to review your action plan, for what span of time must you take these actions to see results, 1 month, 2, 3, 6, or a year, and wait for results. Don't question yourself or massively alter your strategy until you see results or you reach the end of your time span. So if you say, I'm going to do plan for 6 months, don't come after 1 month, say, oh my God, this is not working, I'm going to change it, because you are not giving yourself a chance to actually go through the period, the time span that you have dedicated. All right. So due to the time, and I want to be respectful of your time, I'm going to go ahead now and give you my email address for those of you who want to send me their declaration. It's my name. It's Farial Allen, and I'll spell it, farialallen@gmail.com. F as in Frank, ERYALALLEN, all one word, no spaces, @gmail.com. Again, FERYALALLEN @gmail.com. All right, so remember, guys, this is a new year, new beginning, a new life. Decide today who you will become, what you will be learning, doing, and giving, and receiving also. Don't forget receiving. Decide on the life you will live as a successful coach in 2015 and beyond. And I'm gonna just tell you one of my favorite quotes of, again, Tony Robbins. I met Tony when he was 24 years old, so we really go a long, long time. So I refer a lot to some of his teaching. He had been a great mentor to me. He wrote, the people who shape our lives have the ability to communicate a vision or a quest or a joy or a mission. So what vision are you going to be able to communicate, and how well you have to create that vision and know what's your outcome, and use that to encourage people and excite them about doing the same. Now, thank you so much for listening and for participating and taking notes and really starting to create that plan. What I have put together, because some people ask me if they would would be able to work with me to expand and write their marketing plans. And we have created a program because we are in the middle of the month and January is almost over. So we're going to do a very quick 4 sessions between now and the end of the month. And these 4 sessions are going to be to really find out what you want, what you need, what prevents, and work with what you have and work through what's preventing you from really fulfilling your vision. So there will be 4 sessions. Each session would be 1 hour, and it's going to be over the span of 2 weeks. And you're going to do your life and business evaluation, design your life and goals, and for 2015, and then who you have to become to achieve these goals. So we're going to do the success triad of a successful coach. This is really very, very powerful. Some of you on the call already know that because you studied that with Jeffrey and you were with me on some training calls when we did that. And basically, you're going to be setting yourself to success. And that will give you also an opportunity to know what you have and what you already got as a skill and what is still missing. And we are going to talk about that. So here is what we're going to do. I am going to stay on the line, and I know we're all in different time zones. I'm going to stay on the line, and I'm going to give you my phone number. So those of you who are serious about really doing this work, you could call me, and I could take you through the process. And then we could set time later for going in details about additional stuff. So I'm going to give you my phone number. This is the first time, by the way, I'm doing this because the time frame we're working with. So my number is 858-381-5898. Yes, it is a San Diego number, but this is international global service that it comes to me, to my computer, wherever I am in the world. And many of you know that, but if you don't, I could really explain to you how to do that. So you could give me a call. This program, it's 4-session program, will be first come, first accepted, because we'd really like to have a small group to make sure that everybody participates. This will be an interactive. We will be on the call. You'll be able to ask questions and bring on your concerns, and you would be addressed based on the business you are building and your skills and challenges and strengths. This 4-session program, there is a fee of $195 per person, and there is a special bonus available only for those who would attend this call, who had attended this call and would sign up for this program by January 18th. This is a very important date because my goal is to get you your vision and your marketing plan before the end of, or by the end of January, because we don't want to really waste any more months of 2015. We want you to hit the ground running and to have a plan in hand. Because this is a brand new program we're offering it this year, we are fortunate, you're very fortunate to get it for this low investment. If you were to invest in this type of coaching on an hourly basis, it would cost you $200 per hour. So this program is actually an $800 value in terms of the time you will spend with me. So what happens, some questions like what happens after I join? As soon as you join, you will be sent a list of all training calls and the dates and the times, and you will receive some pre-work assignments to prepare you for your sessions. There would be, there would be serious work here. Each session would be 1 hour. And another question is, what's the quickest way to get signed up, and it's easy. Just contact me immediately. You can call me with the number I gave you. Again, it's 858-381-5898. And as soon as we're off the call, and I could take care of signing you up. If you cannot get through the calls, because many people are calling, please leave me a message. There's a voice message available, or drop me an email at farialellen@gmail.com, and we could set a time to talk. It depends where you are in the world and what is suitable time for you and for me. The day after tomorrow, I'm flying to Egypt, so I'm going to be out of reach for that day. That would be the 16th of January. So it's really great opportunity to get in touch with me after this call and all day tomorrow to get more information, and for those of you who are ready to sign up. I want to tell you that I am really grateful that I had the opportunity to be with you today, to share with you and to connect with you. And I look forward to the opportunity to work with you and guide you through building your coaching business, whether it is coming on as a student of Master Coach University, or getting a program to work on your own, or to coach with me in a group or one-on-one. This would be a great opportunity for us to work together, and I look forward to meeting you in person one day somewhere in the world. And until then, just make your life a masterpiece. Thank you very much for listening.
Thanks, Farial. It was fantastic, and again, I hope you guys used this time to actually begin to put that vision together, because Farial really took you through some of the first steps that are needed, some of the first steps that are really a part of creating your precision vision, setting up the plan for fulfillment of that precision vision, and then the action and the kind of the follow through that's involved in actually realizing that precision vision as well. So it's just such valuable insights, and so important to do this, especially at this time of the year. But whenever it is, now is really the time to put it into action, to start making these things a reality. And it starts with vision. Without the vision, as they say, in most of the wisdom literature, but I think it was coined from the Bible specifically, without vision, people perish. And I don't really think that they're only talking about biological life there. I think they're talking about the life that you're committed to living. Without vision, people's lives that they want to live, what they're after, the real life that you're committed to living, that dies. It doesn't have a chance to grow, even, for that matter. It may never even come into existence at all. So I am so serious about this for my own life and my own business that I'm actually doing this program myself. This is one of the things that a lot of our students will, when they talk to me about, what we're up to in the world and what we're up to with the coaches that we train and our students, is they'll say, one thing what we really notice that kind of sets you all apart is that you're actually doing all this stuff yourself. You actually work with clients in the same way you instruct us to. You actually have coaching divisions where you're working with hundreds of actual coaching clients. You don't just train coaches. And when you tell us, hey, you should go utilize this method or this discipline or this framework for conversation or this technique or tactic or strategy, it's because you've done it. And not just because you did do it, but because you're doing it. You're actually still using this stuff if it's still appropriate for your life and your business. And so I'm actually doing this program. I'm actually scheduling my time to set aside so I can put together my vision for 2015, and I have a written vision, but what I haven't yet done for 2015, really I should have had it done already, but this is one of the beautiful things about this program, is that I don't have the plan for achieving it clarified yet. And I haven't set the stage. I haven't changed the environment. I haven't set up my calendar the way it needs to be so that the vision I'm already pretty clear on is actually going to turn into a reality. So those other elements that Fariel mentioned, and I'm talking about as well, that's what's going to be happening during this program. You're going to not just have a goal or an idea or even a written vision. All those things are helpful. It's better than not, right? But you're actually going to be putting together that plan, crystallizing the strategies and the tactics that it takes, and making sure that you've assembled within yourself and around you the team, the resources, the mindsets, the beliefs, the internal and external resources, basically, so that you can make that happen. So all the stars are aligned. So everything, how you think, how you operate, how you communicate, the people around you, the environment that supports you, and the actions that you and your team or you and the people around you are taking, all of those things are pointing 100% towards your vision coming to fruition, your vision becoming a reality. When all that alignment is there, it's pretty inevitable. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when you actually accomplish the goals and the outcomes that you're after. So I'm doing this myself, and in fact, I just hired, some of you know Colette. I hired Colette to coach me this year, and I'm paying her myself to do that. She's actually coaching my entire family currently, and having that vision and having that plan and having all that. That's exactly what I talked to Colette today on the coaching call where she was coaching me. Was I need to get that plan together. I need to get this on my calendar. I need to figure out how's my schedule going to change according to the goals and the visions that I put together. So I got to walk my talk as well. And so when you have a coach like Fariel to support you in this process, it makes it so much more likely that you'll actually do it also. Because, it's like you go just on your own and try to do this and hope that it gets done and maybe plan a time to set aside to do it. But when left to our own devices, what is predictable is whatever we've done in the past. And so if every year you always set your vision, all this kind of stuff gets done, and it's done at the highest level possible, and it's really working for you, then that's great. But if you're among most of us humans where that generally doesn't happen so well, even if we know how to do it or know what to do or know we should do it or something like that, then this is exactly what's required in order to cause that to happen. And it's not because there's something wrong with us that it doesn't get done. It's because that environment around us is like we didn't have the support. And so if you don't have that within you, it's like hire it outside of you, outsource that support to make this happen. That's exactly what I've got to do. Because I know that before I had these coaches around me, before I had these programs, before I had the mentors that I've had and the ones that are still there supporting me, I did not have the life that I have now. I did not have the businesses that I have now. I did not have that success. And it was not probably going to happen either. So have I gotten better? Yeah. But and things improved? Yes. But a big part of that's because of the help that I got. And I was really clear that I needed that help. So if the shoe fits, not necessarily for everybody, but if the shoe fits, make sure that you take action on this. So I'll mention very briefly again Fariel's contact information. This is really currently the only way that you can enroll in the Precision Vision program. You want to do that now. You want to do that immediately because we start next week. And as Fariel mentioned, there's going to be a bonus if you sign up before the 18th, I believe, or by the 18th. And so I'm going to repeat Fariel's contact information. If you do not get a hold of her, the best thing to do is leave a message and email her just to make sure that she knows how to get back with you. Her number, I'll repeat this, and here it comes. You want to write this down if you haven't already, 858-381-5898. I'll say it again, 858-381-5898. 881-5898. And then again, Fariel's email is just her name, FarielAllen@gmail.com, and I'll spell that out one more time. It's F as in Frank, ERYAL, and then Allen, just like it sounds, ALLEN, and as in Nancy, @gmail.com. And Fariel will get your contact from her. So make sure that, if nothing else, that you at least get clear on your vision. But if you really want to make this happen, we'll support you in it if that's really what you need or what you want, just to have insurance on that and guarantee that it's going to show up this year the way that you want. We don't want to have the mistakes of years past be the repeated mistakes over and over again that never changes. That is not okay in my book. And chances are, if you're on this call or if you're still listening to us now, chances are it's not okay for you either. And you wouldn't accept that for your clients. And chances are you're not willing to accept that for yourself. So this is another standard that you can raise to if you choose to, and we welcome you to do that. And for Fariel's time, $195 for spending the 4 hours of coaching that she's going to be offering you, along with contact and feedback over that 2-week period. It's chicken feed. It's a ridiculous opportunity. In fact, and some of you actually know this, chances are, but we don't have programs that are at this rate for people just who are, or coaches that are within our database and just in this community. Our lowest investment programs are approaching in the $1,000 range. So to be able to work with Fariel at this level, especially on your vision for this year, is a tremendous opportunity. Fariel just messaged me that she forgot to mention what the bonus is, so I'll go ahead and bring that up right now, unless you want to share it. And so the bonus that Fariel and I talked about, and this is something that I will actually be providing you guys, is that we actually have a profile tool, or what I would call an assessment tool, that we work with for our corporate clients and also for our life coaching, personal coaching, and executive coaching clients. And in fact, when we coach someone, we will always use this specific, what we call psychographic assessment or psychographic profiling tool. And what it does is magic, is absolutely magic. One of the things that Fariel mentioned earlier in the call, as she was taking you through this visioning process, was to know your strengths and weaknesses, to know what your genius is, and to align your vision with that. It's important to be clear on what you want, right? But if you're not clear on how you're going to get there, utilizing your unique skills, opportunities, resources, genius, etc., then you're dead. Because just wanting and being clear on what you want, like a lot of people know what they want nowadays. Show me how many of those individuals actually get it. Not a lot. Not a lot of them. So just wanting doesn't make much of a difference. I always like to say people in hell want ice water, right? But the bottom line is that if you don't have a strategy that aligns you and your desires with a way to get there for someone like yourself, someone with your strengths, then you could copy someone else who has different strengths, and it won't work for you. And sometimes people look at themselves and they're like, there's something wrong with me. I do the same thing that John Smith over here did that got the result. I'm not getting the result. So I just must be broken. I'm just somebody who results just, aren't available in life. Sorry. I was born under a cloudy skies or whatever. And it's just not the case. Different doesn't mean not good enough or broken or something like that. Different means different. And that just means that you're going to get to maybe the same result or maybe a slightly different result in a different way with different tactics and strategies. That is so important. And so you got to know thyself. And when we work with clients, we use these tools. This is the largest companies in the world that we work with. We work with Dole Fresh Vegetables right now. We're working with Shell. We're working with multi-billion-dollar companies within coaching relationship, one-on-one coaching relationship. There's not a single one of those clients that we don't have this profile tool with, because we need to know what their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, etc. are, not just externally in terms of their skills, whether they're an engineer or a finance expert or something like that, but what their internal resources are, like how they tend to get results, how they tend to communicate and deal with problems and time and sort through details in their life. Everybody's got to deal with that stuff. We have detailed information that will come out of this assessment that you could see it clearly. And chances are you have an idea of some of this already, but when you see it in a graphical form, it makes it real, and you can start to identify exactly how to manage through that and how the plan needs to be different. We can identify with those clients, and you'll be able to identify this through your results alone, just reading the graphs, exactly what your biggest drivers are, what your biggest motivators are. And when you can see that clearly, again, usually we have an idea, but when you get clarity on it, it makes it real, and you start to realize, gosh, I've been motivating myself to do this stuff with the exact wrong motivation, and I'm not anywhere near as interested in as this other things that are my highest values. When you can see that in reality, it changes the whole game, because your strategy shifts, and all of a sudden, then you can tap into the best part of you. If you don't tap into the best parts of you, it's not gonna necessarily fall flat. You might do okay, but you won't get the stellar results that you can if you're leveraging your greatest strengths. So we could tap into that through this assessment, and not that you can't do it without it, it's just that when you've got that clarity, it makes it that much more obvious to Fariel, to us, to your coaches, to you, and if you have that information while you're creating your vision, while you're creating the plan for achieving it, while you're structuring these steps, along with all the options that you'll have in terms of different strategies that you could use, you'll know which strategy will work best for you. You'll be able to literally predict that. That saves years and years of trial and error, years and years of it. I'll give you one example, and then we'll go ahead and move on. But early on, I started my coaching career working for Tony Robbins. And Tony is anybody knows Tony is like kind of bigger than life. Super charismatic guru, teaches seminars with thousands and thousands of people, anywhere between 2 and 200,000 people in an audience, right? So it's just bigger than life, right? And so we saw him as a very successful coach, and he was, right? And he still is. And so when I started my coaching business, I left Tony, started my own coaching business. I said, I got to just do what Tony does. He's the role model, so to speak. Makes sense, right? Copy the strategy, you'll get the same result. So for years, I copied those same strategies, and I got some results, but they were pretty dismal compared to Tony's, let's just say that. And when I started getting deeper into these assessment technologies, utilizing them for our clients, I started actually, which is always a good idea, applying the stuff to myself. And I looked at Tony, because I knew Tony's profile, and I looked at my profile, and I said, these are completely different. Like, I'm never going to be Tony Robbins. That was the big distinction I got, kind of the aha. It's like, I'm never going to be him. Because, look, I'm just, my kind of internal makeup is completely different. Different values, different ways I behave, different style, different way I think a different way. And so although all that was valuable to learn those things, to practice those things, to utilize those things, and they got me some results, if I had kept going down that road, it would have been tragedy. And it kind of was a tragedy at the time. I was at best I was struggling. But when I finally got real and said, you know what, I got to do it my way, not someone else's way, not because that way is wrong, just because my way is going to work better for someone like myself with those strategies, all of a sudden my life got easier, my results like tripled and quadrupled, and it just became, I would say effortless, but it approached effortless. Let's put it that way. So I want you to be able to have that same ease and that same natural growth, and it doesn't mean that nothing will ever be uncomfortable in the growth of our businesses, but we can make it so it's like walking into your office and walking into your coaching practice or walking into your vision and your destiny is like coming home. It's like stepping inside your own skin, and the whole thing fits like a hand in the glove. That's an ideal, but it's an ideal that this assessment profile tool can support you in tapping into beyond just having a great vision and putting down a plan that you could utilize to achieve it. So if you sign up by the 18th, I believe that's what Farrell mentioned, you will get that profiling tool and the results of that instantly as soon as you take it. This is a $200 instrument. This is something that some of our peers offer to corporate customers for more like $500 to $1,000 for the same package of technology that you'll get. And it's I believe it's over 70 pages of written and graphical details on really your strengths and weaknesses, what makes you tick, the natural ways that you handle problems, people, time management, details, the drivers and motivators that really get you up in the morning and get you to do whatever it takes to create the result. You want this to be a part of your vision, in my opinion. I know it's made a huge difference for our clients, and it's made a huge difference for me over the years as well of creating these visions and aligning with really my genius and aligning with the best strategies that would work for someone who has my natural strengths versus trying to be someone that I'm not. So, as I mentioned before, you'll get that if you sign up by the 18th. Get in touch with Farrell. Like I said, Precision Vision program is $195, starts next week. Call her now if you want to be a part of this, because we're going to get off this call and we're going to be making our visions and working with those that actually are part of Precision Vision this year. Her number, 858-381-5898, or you can email her, and you can email her at FerrellAllen@gmail. That's FerrellAllen@gmail.com. And as Farrell and I promised during this call, I'll be emailing y'all that same information along with Farrell's email, so you can email your declaration for your vision to her, and also so you can get in touch with her to start working with her during Precision Vision as well. So stick to your promise. Take action this year. No matter what you do or who you work with, have your vision together and make it align with you and have a strategy for achieving it, and then make 2015 the greatest year that you've ever had in your life so you achieve your destiny and support and inspire others in achieving their destinies as well. Look forward to working with you this year. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.